I guess I see, traditional schools are kind of an artificial environment where everyone of pretty much the same age is in the same room for a certain amount of time, and then a bell rings, and then you move off to the next place.
That's not the way people approach real work. People approach real work by saying, okay, here's a problem. I need to solve this problem. What are the resources I can pull together? Who are the people I could talk to, or where are the places I can go to find the things I need to know to do this whole thing?
We tend to think that curriculum should be this specific set of standards that everyone needs to know in order to be successful in life. And in reality, every person's individuality is usually sacrificed in the name of putting forward curriculum and making sure everyone has a standards-based, very rigid type of experiences or set type of experiences when they get out of school.
The fact is that people, when they're young, have incredible curiosity. They have incredible ability to learn. Little kids, little 4-year-old kids who can tell you every dinosaur and can actually spell the names of the dinosaurs, even though they cannot write. They cannot read and write. They can spell these names because they've seen the name in books a million times, and they practice writing because they want to know. This is the name of that dinosaur, and here's how you write the name of the dinosaur, and they will learn that. And that's true of almost every 3, 4, 5-year-old. They're interested in something, and then we put them in school and we sort of pound that out of them, because you can't have 25 kids all studying things they're interested in.
A project-based school puts more of the responsibility and the development of each student's individual curriculum back into their hands and back into the hands of their families and parents, but mostly into the hands of the student. And I think that's the power of the school.
I think Valley New School is a wonderful example of taking the goals of what education originally are or were at one time, and completely shifting the paradigm and the infrastructure of how to reach those goals into a way that can create harmony for the people that are involved in it.
I'd say one part of the philosophy at Valley New School is that the world is a very interesting place, and that school can be a very interesting place, and there's an incredible amount of things that are interesting that everybody wants to learn.
VNS and a project-based environment in general probably offers students a safer, more secure way of exploring things that they might either be afraid to try or have been told they're not very good at in the past, or just simply discover to be sort of a weakness while they're here, or things that they just never would have guessed they would even be interested in. So I think just that level of safety and security is a good thing, and that comes from the way the project-based curricula is designed, but also from the culture of the VNS community that we've developed.
When a person feels like they have room to move, both physically and in their academic, in their academic world, they're going to feel that freedom, and they're going to utilize that freedom to do great things, to feel comfortable, and to take risks, and to act naturally and not like they're being caged or restricted.
And when that happens, you get to start to notice what it is. What are the talents of this person that you have? Traditional schools recognize academic talent. If you're good at math, boy, that's great. If you're good at science, but they only recognize certain kinds of expertise and certain kinds of talent, and it has to be directed at the curriculum. At whatever the curriculum is, you can be talented in those areas and you'll get recognized. But there are lots of other talents that people have that are actually more valuable in the real world. Things like, organization, or being artistic, or being creative, or being musical, or being a leader, or being a sensitive, caring person, and we get to acknowledge those strengths here. So the student who would never be noticed in a regular classroom because artistic creativity, other than in an art classroom, is not recognized. But at Valley New School, artistic talent and creativity are recognized across the board because there are all kinds of opportunities to use that. And so for the first time, some students who have never felt valued all of a sudden see themselves as being valuable. And other students see them as being valuable. All the students start using their expertise. And pretty soon, wow, if people are coming to me for advice, I must be something special. And once that starts happening in kids, their world changes. The world absolutely changes.
Initially, I think when students come into the environment of Valley New School, they're taken aback because they are used to being directed on where to go and having a specific schedule for their day. The freedom that they experience at Valley New School, after they adjust to it, they begin to see the power that they can make their own decisions and they can live by the decisions that they make. And I think that's a very empowering dynamic that kids experience here.
The fact that you can come into every day knowing that any structure that is created has been done by you, and that every day is going to be different, and that I'm not going to be startled from some sort of outside source from what I'm doing telling me that I have to change and do something else. And I think that is an extreme difference for students especially, but for me as well.
I think one thing people need to realize about Valley New School is that the project-based model of learning has great potential to be successful for all learners. Many people come in and say, well, is this a school for this type of student or this type of student? And Valley New School is for all types of learners.